Hello everyone. So topic for today's session is function in PHP. So question is, first of all, what is function? Okay. So function is just a collection, few collective statement which will perform certain task for you. That means whoever call for that particular function, it is just like a service. Okay, we just call for particular service and our task will be done just like that. So it is a piece of code which takes one or more input in the form of parameter and does some processing and return a value. In PHP there are two types of functions. First one is built-in functions. Okay, now in PHP there are more than 1000 built-in functions. This can be called directly from within a script to perform a specific task. And most frequently used built-in function is echo. Whenever you create some certain simple PHP file, okay, then probably you have used echo, which is also a built-in function. Okay, you don't have to define it, you just call for that particular function echo and your statement will be printed. After that, user defined function. Okay, this function will be executed by a call to particular function. So this function are user defined. That means you have to define that and then only you can call for that particular function. So let's see user defined function. Okay, that this function begins with function keyword, that is first rule of defining a function. After that, space and then name of the function. After that, parameter and then code block. Now over here you can see that this is simple code snippet within PHP script. This is function keyword. After that, function name, parenthesis, after that block. Okay, and whatever statement that this function will execute are within this block. Okay, now one point over here which is important is that function name can start with letter or underscore, but it cannot be a number. That means function name should not start with number. Okay, so for example, name 123 is valid. Okay, but 123 name is not valid function name. Now where to put the function implementation? So answer is PHP function, it could be defined before or after it is called. So over here you can see that in this left side portion, first I have defined function and then call for particular function, whereas in right side I have call for particular function and after that defined. Okay, so this both way is correct and it is valid in PHP. You can go for either way. Okay, define first and then call first and then define. Okay, now let's see a practical approach towards PHP, and there are certain points that needs to be specified, that needs to be understood in PHP function. Okay, so let's see these functions in Apache NetBeans IDE. So okay friends, this is my Apache NetBeans IDE, and in background I have also started my XAMPP web server. Okay, so my Apache local web server is in running state. So I am going to define my first function. So what I have to use is function keyword. Okay, this is my function keyword. After that, function name, let's say my message. Okay, my message is my function name. Right now I am not taking any parameters, so it is empty. This is empty. After that, this block, within block I am just writing simple statement, welcome to programming with Parul. Okay, simple. So this simple line of code, it is called defining function. Okay, so we have defined our function. So now time to call for that particular function, because without calling, how our task will be performed. So you just need to call for particular function, and over here you can see that your function is also suggested. So just click on it and put semicolon. Now just run this function. Okay, so welcome to programming with Parallel. You got your message, but it is not directly printed out. This statement is printed using this function. Okay, so this is just a simple function defining and calling. Now let's see some advanced. We are passing parameter to it. Okay, let's say I want to perform addition, and I am defining one function, let's say addition, to perform addition. Okay, so number 1 is equals to 10, let's say dollar. Number 2 is equals to 20. Okay, and after that, okay, what is function name? That is addition. Over here, let's say A and B. Okay, remove this line, also remove this also. Now how to perform addition? Just very simple. Add is equals to $A plus $B. Okay, and you just need to echo addition of $A and $B is dot operator $add. Okay, so this is how this function will perform task. Okay, but this is not perfect. We have to call this function. Okay, over here dollar, it is number 1 and it is dollar number 2. Okay, that's it. So what we have done, define two variable with initializing value 10 and 20, define particular function, and this is function calling. We have just passed this this numbers, number 1 and number 2. So what will happen, whenever this function call made, this number 1 and number 2, it will assign to variable A and B, and A and B task will be performed. So over here, what will be answer? 10 plus 20. Okay, save. I need to just refresh this page. Okay, you can see that addition of 10 and 20 is 30. We got our answer. Now let me demonstrate you one interesting thing. Okay, now if I put over here 20, so this is number 1 is 10, this number 2 20, but it is a string. Okay, let me put it like that, 20 days. Now I am going to perform this addition using function. Over here you can see that addition of 10 and 20 days is 30. So over here we are getting our answer 30, but over here you can see that it is number 2. Number 2 is string and A is number. So how it is performed? So whenever you perform this kind of addition, that means type mismatching. Okay, over here you can see that number 1 is integer, that means number. Number 2 is string. So over here this will be automatically typecasting, or it will be over there, and if the first one is number, then it will be considered, but the later after this number, it will be discarded automatically, implicitly. Okay, now if I write like this 20, let's check. Okay, you can see that our answer is 10. So what does it mean? this is 10, but this b is just neglected. That means it has no effect at all. Okay, now let me as it is. Okay, I am putting it as it is. Now if I just declare over here integer, okay, save this. What is answer of this? Addition of 10 and 20 days is 30. This is value of b, that's why you are getting 20 days. Okay, so we got our answer. Okay, 10 plus 20 is equals to 30. But if I define integer, now let's check it out. You can see that we got fatal error over here. So argument 1 passed to addition, this it must be instance of integer. Now we have explicitly defined that this argument is integer. That means now onwards when we call for particular function, it will take only integer argument only, because we have explicitly defined that. Okay, so it will not accept this string kind of value. So I have to use number over there. Okay, now we will get our answer. Save this. Refresh this. Okay, addition of 10 and 20 is 30. So this is how it is important to define particular variable. Or now PHP is loosely typed language, but you can also declare variable with their data type, just like that. Okay, now after that, okay, I want to explain you one another important thing is declare strict types is equals to 1. Now see the magic of this function, 20 days. Okay, first of all let me put it comment section and just see this output. Addition of 10 and 20 days is after that we got our answer 30. Okay, but if I uncomment this and declare strict types is equals to 1, then just see this, we got warning message over here. And what is written? Unsupported declared strict type in this file. So what does it mean? Whenever you set strict types is equals to 1, that means it will strictly check for type of particular variable. Okay, now over here this is number and this is string, that's why we will get our answer, but we are also getting warning message. Okay, so this is how we can use strict type. Okay, now after that, how to add return statement in function. So over here basically we are printing summation of these values within function, but I want my answer back. Okay, so how can I do that? Let me just put x and it is over here and this is add. Okay, first of all let it be. Now this is our add variable, add is equals to a plus b. So if I want to return this statement, that means I want to return values, function will return value. So how do I do that? Just return, okay, like that. So this function will return this answer. That means this first it will evaluate this expression, and after that whatever value it will just return. Now if function is returning something there, I must have something which will hold that particular value. So over here there should be something like that. Okay, so this addition function call, it will return me value of this addition and it will be stored in this variable. So this is how we can return value and we can access particular output. Now first of all, let me correct this sentence. Okay, and over here this a and b is not valid because scope of this variable is limited to this function, because it is defined in this particular function. So I have to use number 1 and number 2. Save and just refresh this page. You got your answer. Addition of 10 and 20 is 30. Okay, so this is how you use return statement in PHP. Now I can also initialize this variable over here. Okay, so let's say I am defining this as a 5 and it as a 10. Okay, now if I save these and refresh this page, our output doesn't change. Okay, over here we have defined a is equals to 5, b is equals to 10. So 5 plus 10, it should be 15, but it is not like that. Okay, this default value, it will this is used whenever we call a function without argument. Okay, for example, let me demonstrate you using one example. Okay, I am just gonna copy pasting this. Now over here I am not passing any value over. Okay, and let me just over here 2 add break over here, so that we get our output on new line. Okay, so you can see that we have pass any argument? No. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, we got our answer. Addition of 10 and 20 is 15. Okay, so this a is equals to 5, b is equals to 10, and over here it is number 1 and number 2. That's why, okay, we are getting this kind of value. Okay, let me put it 5 and 10. Okay, so this is how you can use function without function without parameter, but over here you have declare its argument. Okay, so that's all about function in PHP.